Letter here with the one and only Josh Ulswitch. Hey, Josh.
Oh, the chains.
We
How's
really
it
nailed
going?
it on that one. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, really good.
Got the trading gloves on today. You're ready.
I got the gloves on. It's cold. It says it's 54, but
it feels cold.
I'm always cold.
It's your heart.
I'm terminally cold.
Your heart is cold.
I guess so.
Do you wear the trading gloves more when you're long or short?
I don't think there's a bias on the trading gloves.
No correlation there.
No, I think it's just my hands are cold. I put them on. That's the way it is.
I don't know. I think we need to study this. Somebody needs to do a deep analysis on past episodes and how bearish Josh is.
I mean, I haven't been bearish in a long time. I just think it's the weather.
Just the weather. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you know what? We are currently on track for our first down week in 8 weeks?
Good.
Good.
He said he wasn't bearish, but wants a down candle.
Yeah, come on.
Look, we can't go forever. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where we're at in December. I'm happy with what has happened thus far. I'm happy with what's going to happen in January, which we can talk about.
Carpe Noctem is complacent.
I'm happy that people are so chronically underallocated to crypto. And I'm talking people in crypto natives are chronically underallocated to Bitcoin.
Really?
For sure.
Bitcoin. To Bitcoin, crypto natives are very, very underallocated, including yours truly.
I know. I mean, I don't think there's one. Well, there are a couple of people who I talk to on a regular basis, but if you ask Joe Schmo, crypto native, they could care less about Bitcoin, which is understandable. I get it. They are here for X% gains on meme coins. I understand, but
I think that's fine as long as you still compare how are you doing relative to Bitcoin. And also, at times in history, not in a long time, Josh, not in a long time, but times in history, Bitcoin teaches some lessons to those folks who underallocate. So just get it together, Bitcoin. Teach us a lesson. Teach us dirty shitcoiners a lesson.
That sounded borderline sexual. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
I don't know, man. Whatever floats your boat.
But yeah, I like that things are calming down. I like that we're getting some range, some consolidation. We can talk about the 8-hour BTC. We can talk about alts popping off.
The 8-hour BTC is exactly what I had on my mind.
Was it?
No. But I'd like to see yours.
I'll show you mine if you show me.
Josh is gonna have to take a break, guys. Sorry, he's going off screen for a little bit.
Getting a case of the vapors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do you want to start? You want to start Bitcoin? You want to start Fed? Let's start meme coin.
Let's start Bitcoin, but let's highlight that the Fed is softening. The Fed is softening. Is that the right word to use?
Well, it's funny that we have forward guidance at all.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks ago, Powell said the exact opposite of what he said this week. And now today, you've got Fed governors coming out, walking back the comments that Jay Powell made a couple days ago. So it's just like,
whatever that means.
They don't know what the hell's going on over there. Like, they might have a direction and a vision. But
deep knowledge said dovish. Yes, that's softening from a hawkish to a dovish stance, even though I wouldn't quite call them dovish yet. But yeah, they're less a bird of prey. Anyway.
Well, here are the big questions. When are they going to start cutting? How much are they going to cut next year?
The market's pricing in like 5 cuts.
Right.
We're starting with the Fed. We're starting with the Fed, not BTC, because we
just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds on the Fed. When are they going to start? How much is it going to be? Yes, the market's pricing in like 6 cuts next year. And then the other 2 questions I have, are they going to keep QT on the same pace? Jay Powell said yes, but that is not in alignment with cutting. So, and then the last question I have is, when is the reserve repo going to run out? And we can talk about that later. But it's already down to 600 billion, and it's probably not going to drain to zero because money market funds use that as a short-term vehicle for redemptions if they need it. Anyway, all right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking good. I like that the speed of the market is faster than usual. That's typically what we see in any trend for anything. That means you probably have to go down a couple of time frames to get some true signals. For example, if you're just on the daily, like there's a signal here. We're bouncing on the Tenkan, which I've been told I pronounced it incorrectly, which is hopefully forgivable.
Is it supposed to be Tinkin or Tenkan?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Tenkan.
Point is, I would rather have some specificity on entry and exit on the lower time frames. This is just like any EMA strategy, right? We can look at like the 50-200 weekly, or we can look at the 50-200 daily. You get different signals, but they kind of tell you the same thing loosely. Anyways, point is 8 hours captured this great from 28. Most alts, it's done great on the 8 hour. Sol, Link, all that stuff. So
I think it's interesting to use an 8 hour strategy. One, I wouldn't, but also I think it's clever because one of the common strategies in a moving average or a trend following situation is to take a round number like a daily and then just twist it to be a little faster so that you get quicker access. You might get a little more noise, but you get quicker access to the signal. So is that your purpose here?
No, I don't think the time frame matters. I just think this is what the time frame has been for the market.
Josh says everything you just said is trash. This is why I do it.
No, I'm not. I know what you're saying, and you're saying people often speed up indicators to get ahead of what people are watching. That's not necessarily what I'm doing here. I'm just saying, look, the arbitrary, completely subjective speed of the market based on what I'm seeing on the cloud has been beneficial to look at the 8 hour. Gotcha. I'm not looking at it because I'm trying to like front run somebody who's looking at the 12 hour or something. Anyway, we still look great. We're consolidating. We're penning out. Penning? Is that a word? We're making a pennant.
Establishing a pennant.
And while we consolidate, alts, some of them are continuing to run wild, like spring break. And other than that, like we look fine. I don't expect this to break down. Usually this leads to some sort of continuation attempt. It's great that we broke down though, and that we held, right? Because there's this worry element as we're ratcheting up, right? Like a roller coaster, you know? Like, okay, like when are we going to break down? How much are we going to break down? Where's support going to be? We've answered those questions so far.
Yeah, it's nice when you get those candles like that big red one in the middle of your pennant because it's scary to people at that moment, but then it can help frame your consolidation. So if you get a lower low from that, then you might get worried and have to reestablish your bias. But currently, it's offering an opportunity for a range to consolidate in comfortably.
Right. So I like that this still looks good. There's no guarantee this keeps going. Obviously, there's no guarantee we don't break below 40. I think 40 is pretty much everybody's like psychological stop loss for this current.
So that might get swept. I kind of already did, or almost did.
Yeah, kind of almost did. The problem with the continuation thesis is that we've made the edge to edge on the weekly. We've made the mean reversion trade from all-time high to low. We've never made it past.
We're doing what we talked about.
I mean, this is the playbook. This is the
We talked about this exact weekly cloud slam the roof. Don't you remember?
I do. I was just saying this is the pre-having playbook.
Yeah.
Except we did it. We speed ran the pre-having playbook. I think getting past 50 ultimately is going to be insane if we do.
The drum banging for all-time highs will be very loud above 50.
Well, that's what I've been saying to people. Like currently the ceiling, the obvious ceiling is 48 because that's basically where we started to break down. There was a big level there in March 2022. Beyond that, like people are going to automatically be looking at all-time highs. I just don't think we'll be at 48 long enough for people to think about all-time highs. I think we're going to see some craziness in January when the ETFs get approved. Like, we could wick to all-time high and close the day at 40. Like, I think it could be that insane.
Okay.
I expect all the exchanges to go down. Like, we should make a checklist and see if all this happens. I expect all the exchanges to go down. I expect DeFi to absolutely crumble. I expect the blockchain to just collapse.
This is for the ETF launch?
The announcement, January. So a month from now. So all that being said, I'm just saying be prepared, have orders on the book. Don't expect to be able to log into any exchange on that day, you know. That's my expectation.
I expect that the blockchain will keep making blocks.
Oh, it'll work. Don't get me wrong. I think fees are going to explode. I think the pending transactions are going to explode.
All that's very bullish, Josh.
I agree. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, don't expect to just be able to use the blockchain or the DEX or the centralized. Like, don't expect any of that on the day. I'm also kind of expecting legacy crypto products to like hit some sort of circuit breaker. I don't know what the exact percentage would be, but that's something to watch for too.
Circuit breaker for like the actual ETFs that launch?
No. So you get the announcement first. Yay, we approve these products. Or yay, we didn't, whatever. And then it's not automatic. They don't automatically start trading. It may take 2 weeks. It may take a week. Nobody knows how long it's going to take to actually launch.
I see.
Even after these products launch, there will still be restrictions for most legacy players as far as how they can touch this, when they can touch this. It is super siloed. It is super buddy. If you're in the club, you're in the club. If you're not in the club, you're not in the club. So the one product that actually is probably going to get listed first everywhere, realistically, is going to be the BlackRock product. Because they are connected, hyper connected to all the pipelines, right?
They know how to get live. Josh in the chat, different Josh, had a question that I would like to address.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Is ETF good long term for price? Paper suppression? Question mark. This is not a paper product. This is an ETF of spot crypto, spot Bitcoin, that Coinbase initially will be primary custodian of. And I believe that it is long-term very, very, very bullish as a passive TWAP on Bitcoin, which is something I stole calling it a passive TWAP on Bitcoin, but that's essentially what you have. The same way the S&P has allocators on a monthly basis from people's 401ks, where you say my 401k is 70% stocks and 30% bonds. That 70% goes into funds. Bitcoin will be included in allocation funds, and we do not know to what degree it'll have uptake, but people will contribute to their retirement. Their retirement will have access to these ETFs. These ETFs will exist in those programs, and it will be purchasing power upon those products. I think it is extremely bullish in a similar way to what we've seen in the past when 1994, whenever it was, that gold entered spot ETF products. Now, people talk about how gold's so manipulated and all this stuff, and that's fine. Gold went like 4x after that happened. This enables a whole type of investor that currently does not have real discretionary income. The 80 million Coinbase users, or however many there are, they are putting $100 a month or something in. Their real buying power of your typical American with a job is in their 401k, where they've been working for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, and they probably have 5 or 6 figures of savings in their 401k that can, and then they're contributing 2%, 5%, 8%, whatever of their savings to their retirement plan. And within that retirement plan, there's a portion of that they want to dedicate to crypto. I think they will, and I think it will be extraordinarily bullish in a passive manner over the long term. I don't care about day one or even day 100. What do you think?
I agree. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to get ramped up slowly. These products have to be sold to people. people famously have said in the legacy space, again, the products aren't bought, they're sold. As in, Sally Come Lately isn't just going to come on a brokerage and say, yeah, let me buy the Bitcoin ETF without like knowing what it is.
Yeah,
So either
there'll be BlackRock commercials in
right.
the Super Bowl for the Bitcoin ETF. Like the institutions are gonna shill our bags.
I think that's correct. So in various ways, at the highest levels and at the retail levels, you have salespeople. You know, if you're curious, if anybody's curious, just go to the Bitwise sales team page, like the people page or whatever, and you'll see they have like 15 salespeople for like specific regions, right? And that's just Bitwise. So imagine BlackRock; they've got an army of people selling this stuff to people. One of the things go ahead.
You
interrupted me, but go ahead.
The Invesco QQQ ETF is a great example. They legitimately shill their bags on TV commercials all the time, like investing in the NASDAQ through the Qs.
I see it every day.
All the time.
I see GBTC commercials now that I never, well, I'm not going to say never, haven't seen them in a long time, and I'm starting to see them again on Bloomberg.
Interesting. So I'm talking about beyond Bloomberg. It's like you're watching Sunday Night Football, and it's like buy the Qs with your 401k. It's like, okay, guess I will. I want some sweet NVIDIA allocation.
That'll be another interesting thing on the checklist. Like, do we see a Bitcoin ETF Super Bowl commercial? I hadn't thought of that.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, but I don't know about this year. You mean for next year?
You don't think this year?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if it's launched, then yeah.
I guess it depends on how.
What if BlackRock is trying to launch it like right at the same time? Like that'd be a great way to go live.
Well, my question is, when do you have to have the sale, the ad, whatever, I forget the term. When do you have to have your bid in and on the ad? You know.
Oh yeah.
How many months in advance?
Yeah, I think it's too unknown.
Yeah, could be. Anyway, what I was going to say about, you were talking about access, essentially. If we look at coin, GBTC, Bitcoin, and ETH, where this alligator jaws started to open was immediately after the BlackRock ETF application. So you can say what you want about coin or GBTC, right? This is
access.
This is with the discount, right? This is coin still outperform GBTC, right? So this is, again, this tells me like people want to trade this or want to have access, but just don't have a good way of getting connected with spot Bitcoin. Yeah. Regardless of what we feel on the crypto side, where the money sits and the money movements and the RIAs and all that other stuff, it's just easier to access coin and GBTC, right?
It is. And they've done very, very well.
Yeah.
Josh, can we talk about real money though?
Sure.
Money that is on the internet and also my computer.
We go from like Bitcoin, prestige, access, a history of success.
Listen, hear me out.
Horseshit.
Internet, computer. I tweeted this chart with those words with periods.
Just remember, internet, folks, years from now, when we're both dead and gone, who was talking about what? All right, go ahead.
For deep knowledge's reference, I do not own this. I just find it hysterical.
Well, here's what I think is funny about altcoins. I'd say 80% of the charts look like this. 80%, easy, if not more. And you're going to start seeing like so-and-so narrative pop up, right? We saw it with Solana for various reasons. We saw it for AVAX. We're going to see it for all these coins. Like, my point is, it's not the fundamentals here, okay?
But my question is, if there were fundamentals, you look at this chart, what do you say? What do you say?
Well, my point is, again, people will make fundamentals.
Politician, not
people will give it a reason. It doesn't matter. Like, it could be literally anything.
Josh, internet, computer. A wise man I know once said, "A chart is a chart is a chart is a chart."
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't. The fundamentals don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It's all about the chart. Of course, the chart looks great. There's like 35 alts that look like that. It's just funny that you're pointing to that one. Anyway,
I'm pointing to this one because it's called Internet Computer.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Insane Clown Posse either.
Yeah.
On the ticker.
It's up 150% off the bottom. Not bad. Respectable pump. Who cares about that? But this is where we're at. I don't know why this is doing things. This used to be called Definity. And then they changed the name.
Was it
Internet Computer?
I thought Definity was like that New Zealand project.
I'm pretty sure this is the old.
You're probably right. You know more about this than I do. So
I think I don't know anything about that. I'm not. It was called Definity. Says line.
Now he's backtracking. He's being sheepish and coy. I don't know anything about Internet Computer.
Protecting his bags.
It's the fundamentals. Fundamentals. Have you heard about the fundamentals?
I'm just wondering. I mean, are we already in this place where we just are like, yeah, we will just run it back with this. Anyway, to you, I know there's no difference between this and Solana as an example, but to me there is. To me, there's a significant difference between them.
As in what? What's your differentiating factor there?
My differentiating factor is one of them is vaporware and one of them has people really building on it and trying to do stuff.
One of them is vaporware with momentum. Is that the other one?
No, the first one was vaporware with momentum. There's some other vaporware without momentum. That's
the best thing about Solana right now is they don't have anything in the ecosystem, so it's all like it's pure hopium, right?
Bro, you're gonna get the bonkers on us.
I'm just saying, like if you go head to head on like ETH versus Solana in the ecosystem, it's no comparison.
Did you see the $10 million? Did you see the $10 million bonker last night?
Yeah, there's no way that's real.
I went all preacher on him, and I haven't heard back.
You went Alabama. You went fire and brimstone.
I did. You will lose it all. Wake up. That's what I said.
I don't think it's real because I'm not sure. Is there a chart for that coin?
Yeah, for bonk.
I hope for that individual's case, it's real. I hope they made life-changing money.
Listen, here's bonk on Bybit right here.
Right, but it was 1,000 bonk, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even know what 1,000 bonk means, but
I guess there is a chart. Okay, I shouldn't have listened to Low Strife.
14,500%. You know what it is? The reason you don't believe it, Low Strife, just because you're coping. You're coping. Low Strife, you did not 6x long bonk from the bottom and hold $16,000 until it was worth $11.5 million, and then question whether or not you should keep running it or take profit. Actually, the guy not even questioning it. He's just like, YOLO. It's like, okay, unbelievable. Yes, the manlets are standing up.
It's a good sentiment check, I think, for the market, because there are more of these that are cropping up and running right now that I'm not going to talk about.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to go full screen so that the chat can see my soul phone. Look at this. Hey,
you bought that before it was cool.
I was given it. This
okay,
was received.
So okay, let's say that then. Full disclosure, I was given this whole phone.
I've done that before.
I'll say it again for the people in the back.
Anatoly sent me the soul phone, and he said, "Listen, I am." I DM'd him today too, just FYI. He's like one of the most responsive guys ever. He's awesome. So Anatoly said, I would like to send you the soul phone. My only ask is that you try it. And I said, I would love to. And I did. And I'm using it right now. Been trying to figure out how to get my free bonk off this thing for about 12 hours now. I haven't tried that hard.
There's three things I saw in regards to this. One, they're giving the airdrop to everybody who bought a phone even before recently, right?
It was a $10 bonk airdrop. And now that $10 would be worth like 1,000. It turns out though.
Was that a specific point in time that they did that, or was just all the phones always had that airdrop on it?
Or they had a claim for a certain amount.
Right. Okay.
But my question, I don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
I just think it's funny to have a free bonk phone.
Well, it wasn't a free bonk phone until recently, but yes, go ahead.
Well, and it may not be. Apparently, it's a claim process that phone holders can do, but there's a certain number of them that they did it for. So it might be that they're actually all taken, and all these new Soul phone, which is also actually the Saga phone, I think. These new buyers won't actually be able to make that claim, but it has sold out. So it went from selling 2,000 units, and there was articles where Anatoly and others were talking about how trying to, figure out a good way for taking alternative steps or figuring something out. And then all of a sudden it sold out because 48 hours ago, the market figured out that the free $10 bonk airdrop is worth more than the price of the phone to buy. So it instantly sold out because everyone's a degenerate. But the question is, are those claims really available? I don't know if they're really available. Y'all, somebody's going to have to tell me. I can try. I haven't actually tried to pull my bonk claim yet, but
I just don't understand. Why wouldn't you just buy the bonk? Do you really want a free phone that bad? Like, we're talking.
What are you talking about? You buy the phone and you get the bonk. You sell the bonk and you keep the phone, so the phone is free.
I know, but I'm saying, do you really want a free phone that bad?
Yeah, listen, the heft of this thing is real.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like,
Well, that was the other thing I saw.
this
It was
is
getting reviewed poorly. We'll say it like that.
That was Marquise Brownlee. He's very smart.
Okay.
He was a hater because he was disappointed that the software was basically stock Android and there was just like a Solana dApp store.
Mm-hmm.
He was very complimentary of the hardware and the heft. There's heft in there. Here's my thesis.
I did see his review. I did see others that were also poor, but go ahead.
Yeah. The physical phone, nobody was really bearish about. It was the stock Android, the dApp store was neat, but not enough is kind of, if I recall correctly, the basics. Aside from that, I'm going to make the bullish bonk phone case. I mean, Soul phone. I mean, Saga.
Of course you were. Of course you are. Is that even a question?
Here's what I think.
Am I going to have to unsubscribe? My take was going to be I'm going to unsubscribe from every single podcast or person that says this is a great idea. We should airdrop coins to every single product.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's going to be
this is our last pod, everybody. It's been great.
So what's going to happen?
Thank everybody for listening.
Listen, if you want to participate in the Solana ecosystem and you're going to have a coin, you need an airdrop for people with the phone.
You don't need just an airdrop. You need a 10,000x rally, right?
This phone is going to be worth $50,000. Mark my word.
Oh my God.
This phone is going to be worth $50,000.
Yep, that's exactly how it works.
Screenshot it. Clip this moment. This phone is going to be worth $50,000.
It's going to go to zero. Somebody clip it.
It's because of the drops. It's because of the stuff.
Yeah.
That phone has a Klanosaurus mint now worth $1,600 USD. I literally had no idea. Josh, I have another $1,600 on here apparently.
That is a take.
I'm just saying. Somebody added up. Yeah, this is top science. Of course it's top. Listen, I'm not saying bonk is going to keep going. I don't own any bonk unless I can get a claim of it off of this phone.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Sorry. I don't think Ledger. That's what's going to happen.
Wouldn't it be funny if all these people who bought the phone can't even get the claim?
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. They're not.
I would die. The
claims are going to be done. I'll try after the show to actually get the claim, but I don't think I can.
So anyway. the third thing I saw that Cochran was tweeting out, Adam, he was saying that the bonk team, apparently there's a dev team, was selling bonk recently. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it matters, but it
was an address that owns a lot of bonk that was selling bonk. I saw some Soul people fighting with Adam about that. I don't know.
Classic.
I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, the thing about Adam is he's extremely pro Ethereum. So anything that isn't pro Ethereum is going to be against his worldview. But
I'm also extremely pro Ethereum. But you know what? I want the Soul fam. Man, let's stand up. I want them to win. When they win, I win. I don't have to be heavily allocated to the Soul eco.
No, I agree. There's going to be a wealth effect. It's going to go somewhere, you know.
Dan Matuszewski's hot ball of money. TM.
Hot manlet money.
Hot manlet money needs to start rolling around. We need that hot manlet money to start rolling.
Hot manlet spring. Short King Spring.
Short King Spring. Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Short King Spring. Yeah. So anyway, this is fine, Josh. This is fine. Now, do we want the total like market cap of all these coins and new minted coins and all this stuff to just float to infinity? No. We want to see rotations. We want to see the hot ball of money roll around and give people opportunities in different sectors and different coins and different things. But if it all just floats up, that's not great. We need Bitcoin to outperform for a while. Let me throw you a bone here. We need Bitcoin to outperform for a while. I don't know when, but it needs to happen. We're pricing in half a dozen rate cuts next year. Inflation's down. Maybe we're going into a recession. Don't know. Could crypto have bottomed and also go into recession? Does it create our 2019 moment where we have a big correction after the rally off the bottom? I don't know. I'm not trying to set any top things. I'm trying to say anything. I'm just acknowledging the manlets are winning.
I think the whole thing is hilarious. I'm glad people are getting fabulously wealthy without me. I'm not mad at all. Honestly, I love it. It's just too funny to me. I think it's
I've been posting that meme. It's like, congrats. The little kid. I can't remember what all's on it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're talking about.
I've posted it a lot because I feel it. It's real.
One thing I will say here on the bonk TA, which I thought I'd never say out loud. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Congrats, happy for you. Nice.
This is literally me and Josh right now.
No, look, I'm happy people got in this. I don't. It doesn't bother me, honestly. It doesn't bother me. It's just what bothers me is the attention, the flavor of the month, flavor of the week. This stuff gets, how people are going to get destroyed. It happens every time, and that's what bothers me. I'm glad people are like you said to that guy who's probably just fake posting about his position. Be somewhat reasonable here if you're in massive profits. Whatever. Also, I'm going to say the daily RSI, not that who cares about the daily RSI, right? But this whole thing's got a mega multi-month at this point.
All I know is somebody told me to buy it on November 1st when I was like, I saw Solana's first run and I was like, man, what are the Sol Eco things I need to pay attention to? I had 1,000 bonkers in my replies, and then someone in my DMs, it's like CSIN, I can't remember how you spell his name. He gave me a pretty compelling case for why the bonk thing would keep going. And I was like, oh my God, surely not. And it's up like 1 billion% since November 1st. So joke's on me. My thing, and I still have this complaint about Solana, not trying to FUD. I just, will the real projects on Solana please stand up? You know what I mean?
That's what I said 5 minutes ago, but you were like, oh no, everything's fine. All these projects are literally just copy and pasting each other, which good for them, whatever. I don't care. But like, where's the actual innovation here?
People are saying Helium. Here's my Helium cards. They sent me the data sim and the voice sim stuff. I hadn't done it yet. Jupiter is a trading platform. I don't know what Nosana is, but Marginify.
Solana shout out hour. Is that what
I'm just trying to say. I'm trying to educate the people. Josh, unlike you, other listeners of the show will not just sit happy in Bitcoin. They will want those sweet, sweet gains, looking at these green candles and say, what's next? Because
that's fine. That's what makes a market. I say that all the time. I'm happy.
The people in the chat are informing us of products that are not just meme coins. And what will probably perform well is the next meme coin, but it'll perform less well. Like everybody yesterday, Ansem was telling me, like, what if I told you about the next dog coin with a hat? And I was like, I don't know what those words mean. And it turns out the token is with, as in WIF. I'm also not going to buy this, which is very, very bullish for all of you who are in it. But like, anyway,
I've got a line. Okay. There's certain things I just can't do. And that's NFTs are definitely below my line. And so are dog coins for the most part. Okay.
Hold on. Can you give us a full screen if that's below my line?
That's below my line. Can't even say it. It doesn't matter. No, who cares what I think? Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I think is funny about the Solana stuff too is like Orca is a DEX, right? Or a swap platform. And it's geofenced out of the United States. I think Ray might also be geofenced. I'd have to double check that, but thanks Gary for for protecting us.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this very recently, where like the U.S.'s policy on this stuff is pretty incredible. But there you go. Anyway, I do think there's real things being built on Solana. I'm excited about what those are. I would like to see more of them have these type of moments or like discovery opportunities, but that's my thing. The real products across the ecosystem, not just Solana, they tend to get crowded out sometimes by the memes. And I think memes can be really fun. I just don't think it's always the healthiest thing for the market. What's the TVL?
It's TVL and USD, which I think is less important than TVL and Solana, which has absolutely collapsed and is still at zero. Okay. So yeah, I agree with you. I want to see more than, what is this? I don't even know. I guess there's certainly a lot more stuff listed here than a couple weeks ago. I can say that much. So there's that. But I want a household name that I can grab onto with both hands and say, I know that DEX, I know that options platform, I know that derivatives platform, right?
On Solana specifically?
On Solana, specifically on Solana, that does Solana things better than any other chain can. I don't personally know that there is anything here yet for me.
Yeah, the chat strongly says, and I've asked this
I know
before
the chat is literally throwing tomatoes, rotten fruit. Like they are.
No, I'm saying they're trying to tell you Jupiter is the answer to your question. Airdrop soon.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. I get it. You can crap on TVL all you want. We need a metric. You got to give me something to work with here to compare, you know?
Yeah. I love that you get to, like, most of the time I'm playing the boomer antagonist on the internet. And then I get on here with you and you're just like, hold my beer. I love it. And you're much more open than a lot of people that are like actual Bitcoin maximalist types. You're a Bitcoin preferer, a Bitcoin enjoyer, but you do all the research. You do all the hard work except for buying bonk.
Right. I don't know if I want to say I'm too right curve, but maybe I am.
The chat would call you midwit just for.
Okay, whatever it is.
Me and you are both like squarely there. Maybe you're right curve and I'm midwit. I don't know. But either way, I'm excited. I like seeing stuff happen. I think this is Solana.
Well, this is literally, so this moment for Solana, in my eyes, is literally like lightning striking the primordial soup for amino acids to start forming, for businesses to start building.
Now he's trying to prove he's right brain. Right.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is the type of crap you need to get, like, to cold start the engine, whatever metaphor you want to use. Like, this something good will come of this.
Similar type of event, which is great.
Right. Guys, I'm not coping. It's okay. I'm glad you're rich and I'm not, and I'm going to stay poor. I don't care. It's fine. Okay. I get it. I'm happy for you. Really.
Giovanni Pickle, longtime friend of the show, creator of the Up Only music, by the way.
What's up, Jack?
Said Josh is upper mid, Bama is lower mid. And I am offended. I am right at 100 IQ, okay? Right at the middle. Don't make me 92 IQ or whatever that is. Yeah, anyway.
I think the question everybody has is, how, like you kind of said already, how many more of these can actually sustain in the moment? And looking back on this a month from now, 6 months from now, what sentiment indicator? Like, to me, I agree with you in the chat. The phone selling out is probably a top signal, right? Like,
I think it's just clever arbitrage.
Yeah, it's something. All
That's
right.
not
Let's
going to
say.
work for what it's worth.
It's
But my
definitely something.
phone, my cell phone is still worth $50,000 in my head, and always will
Sure.
be. Just
Right.
like every ETH in my head is worth $10,000.
You're gonna snapshot that high water mark and never forget it.
We got asked, call your BTC high in 2024. We will have a prediction show. We do it every year. It's too soon. Okay. It's too soon. We'll try to listen back and see what we guessed last year and how close we got. And we'll talk about what we expect in 2024. But yeah, overall, I like
Can
seeing the
we
hot ball of money get formed, the cold start of the engine, that get turned over and get
the
the
lightning?
engine
You got to
revving.
get the best metaphor. The lightning striking the primordial soup.
I don't even
That's
know. I
that's how
don't
we
know what
got
that means.
here. Allegedly,
Primordial soup.
it's either that or the
Are you talking
what
about
is?
humanity?
I'm talking about life, bro.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a creationist, though. What can I say?
Oh no. Oh no. I guess
Uh,
we'll save that for another show.
yeah,
All right, enough bonk. Do you want to like speed run some charts other than bonk?
yeah, do it for me.
What are your feelings on Sol here?
It looks okay on a daily. It's at resistance, though.
So everybody was kind of asking me too, like what are my mean reversion targets? So literally take any coin that's been here for a cycle, take it from the high to the low on the fib tool on your favorite platform, and you're going to get a level. On the weekly cloud, that level is the 50% level. It's not a fib, it's just a 50% level. Point is, that's the
Can you
mean
put your
reversion.
mouse? Can you put your mouse at that like fake run bull trap from 2022 in April on the bottom?
Here?
Nope, to the left.
Here.
Nope, that's the right.
You said April 2022?
Yeah, keep going.
This?
Yeah. Go to the bottom of that cluster, the low, right there. That's why
77.
that's the resistance I'm referring to. That weekly close back there where it was a temporary floor, temporary ceiling, and then it collapsed. That right there. That's the resistance I'm referring to.
Yeah, that's fair. All this is, it comes down to probabilities. Like what starts to matter once the momentum
Yeah,
slows down.
I think you take both of those points, that weekly close and then the weekly close that was 3 weeks later that marks a high that hit that Kijun. And if it passes this, I expect it to go to that.
I agree.
What's that price? 130?
140.
140. That's almost double. I cannot even imagine the level of noise from the Solana crowd. I feel like Multicoin would start slamming the sell button again if they get 140, don't you think?
Who was selling? I forget somebody was selling something recently. I can't remember the what's Chris
Novogratz?
Berdinsky? No. What's Chris Berdinsky's fund?
I don't know the name of his fund.
I don't know. Somebody was selling Maker. It could have been. I was going to say Salami. Kyle. Could have been Kyle. Anyway, mean reversion. Take any chart.
Yeah, there was a big fund that was selling Maker and some other stuff at the bottom. Placeholder capital is Bernisk's fund.
Okay, no, it wasn't that one. Take any chart, 50%. That's what the rough target for anything, anywhere in the universe. Okay, including Solana, whatever. So yeah, 140. The question is when. The question isn't like, is it going to hit that? If everything blasts off post halving, yeah, 140 easy. Is it going to go past that? Probably, but I think it's just going to take a lot of time to get there.
I'm trying to pay attention, but Rebel in the chat asked if you remember the sticky bandits from Home Alone with the gloves. That's so good. I don't know if I've ever brought that up before, but man, is that on point.
Somebody has called me Marv before. That's okay. Yeah. So look, all this stuff looks great. If BTC goes higher, all these alts probably go higher. It's kind of a self-reinforcing mechanism.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah. Still, it looks fine. What else do you like?
What else do I like? What's really lagged is ETH. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on with ETH? Have you talked to the CEO over there lately?
There's a board meeting recently. I forgot to tune in.
Were you busy at Chick-fil-A or something?
Yeah. Perfect retest of the weekly high from April 2023. Well, you got a lot going on in your chart. I'm gonna settle that down for a second. This is what I'm referring to. So the wicked down right back to April 2023. On a USD basis, I very much like this chart. On a BTC relative basis or relative to Solana and other things, it's getting creamed. But in a typical chart, this is everything I personally like to see. Trend reversal, trend following, keep maintaining the fast moving averages, do your thing. Looks fine, nothing to worry about. Unless you start comparing yourself to others, then it's bad.
I think Johnny retweeted it, but there's a Peter Brandt fractal here that says this is a rising wedge, which would be hilarious if this gets to like 26 and then breaks down.
Yeah, it would surprise me.
I guess you could see it a little bit. I don't know. I'm still bullish on ETH. Eventually, it's going to do something. But what I'm not bullish on is ETH BTC. I think that is just a cursed
chart.
Absolutely cursed chart. I mean, look at this thing. It just looks very dead to me.
I mean, it would be really bullish if the rotation in January was to Bitcoin and Bitcoin like went to all-time highs or close to it. And then you cycle back into ETH or something. Like that's the type of thing that I think could happen with the ETF stuff. What's that deadline date on the ETF?
January 10th.
Really? It's that soon?
Basically. It's all of them have a different date, but they're probably gonna batch approve them. So
whatever the day the ETF gets approved, I think that's the day that ETH BTC bottoms.
Have you ever really? I think it's way beyond that.
Or at least for a trade perspective, I think that day is when you start looking at I want ETH and I'm gonna sell Bitcoin on ETF day, buy ETH, let that catch up trade occur. Josh, if the ETF rejection happens, then RIP everybody.
I mean, if the ETF gets rejected, we're going back to the Stone Ages. 25K on Bitcoin, 1,000 on ETH. Yeah. Alts go to -0, infinity. Have you ever been bullish on a chart?
Shuts down.
Computer. Have you ever been bullish on a chart with an M double top on it like this?
I don't know what to make of this chart. It is its own beast and it's not pretty.
It is clinging for dear life at this level.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be surprised at how low this goes. Again, I think people are underallocated to BTC. I think they think their alt is the best thing since sliced bread. I think they don't understand what flows are going to look like come ETF time.
I think we could get severe reversion in that regard. I agree with you. But in the meantime, people are enjoying themselves.
What's the 50% of this level? We're already there. I'm looking at this high and this low here, which is what, 05 something?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, can I show you something that we talked about a few weeks ago and deserve to pat ourselves on the back about?
Sure, go
ahead. ADA went exactly to where we talked about. Exactly. I did not take this trade. Unfortunately, I just can't buy Hoskinson coin. I can't.
That's your line right there. That's my Everybody's got a line. No, but that chart looks like Internet Computer, doesn't it? Tell me.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
But I don't remember where we were. I think right here, 39 cents. Yeah, so I missed a double basically.
Oops. But again, there are 80% of altcoin charts that look like that on the USD pair. I don't think it's...
Yeah, but not all of them are freaking gigantic and liquid like this.
Well, sure. But I'd argue...
Wow. Crypto Ted says, I'm holding Cardano DeFi coins. Bought a month ago to cover left curve. He's hedging the left curve. I didn't know there were Cardano DeFi coins. Are they on chain? Is that a thing? Or are they launching in the future?
If you didn't like what I had to say about the Solana ecosystem, you're not going to like what I have to say about the Cardano ecosystem.
Except for this time, I'll be in full support. I don't think anyone reasonable is building in the Cardano ecosystem, are they?
I don't know. Look, it's basically you have an EVM that bridges to something or get out of here. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. AVAX, Solana, all of these chains have EVMs that have ETH-like capabilities.
AVAX, another one that's been absolutely, going
Yes,
nuts.
a certain Twitter account has really been helping that one move up, huh?
I don't know who.
I just thought, I'm not going to name names. I'm just saying, I'm speculating here.
I have no idea. Suzu?
No.
I mean, it is interesting to me what's going to happen. I mean, those guys have tons of vesting coins for these assets. Like, this could be a boon, this whole thing, if we want to talk about the potential good here. It could be a boon on some of these bankruptcy cases.
Oh, absolutely. For FTX. I mean, Sam would have been freaking
Made whole.
solvent at this point, right? Like, look at FTT. I dare you. Pull up that chart.
He's out there trading mackerel.
Look
crying,
at FTT. I
crying
dare
tears.
You. Pull that up.
Jordan
Pull it up.
tears. 365% on AVAX. FTT. Binance. Let's try that. What in the world? This chart has serious problems. It went to $1 and now it's at 430. So yeah.
If FTT can move like that, anything's got a chance, you know?
This is all on the back of someone winning the bid to restart the FTX exchange, I guess.
Which, man, that's a great idea. I can't wait to deposit my coins to FTX 2.0. How about everybody else? Excited? Everybody else just as excited?
Can't wait. Legolos says we deserve the bear market that's coming. You know, the thing is, Legolos, we are still in the bear market. Outside of group, this is all PvP type stuff, but you have some of the sidelines money that's stayed in the market coming in to play games, and people are just dumping on each other. Like, there's not really many new market participants playing this game. Like, these are people who probably deserve whatever the end result is. They know the game they're playing. That's my thought.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of Tether issuance that's gone on over the past couple months.
Yeah, but it's largely a zero-sum game still occurring. It's just some of that sum is coming from stable coins that were sidelined.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there anything else that's? I mean, like, we've got the Qs at all-time high. We've got S&P almost at all-time high.
Yeah, we got to do a little touch on the stock market. Dixie
down, dying hard.
The S&P. I mean,
you still got people that are bearish, by the way. Still,
well, I'm not a big believer in new price exploration, but I'm having to come to terms with the fact that it might happen.
I'm just happy that people are still bearish up here, because that means we go higher. If you look at like the sentiment polling, you're going to tell me it's like 95% bullish. You're going to tell me some dumb money statistic about calls. I don't care, man. That chart's bullish all day.
Dude, look at that NASDAQ right at all-time highs. VIX at 12.
Yeah, that's a bad thing, by the way, because that means something's going to happen soon.
We're going to get a 2018 style shock.
Yeah, we're gonna get COVID 2.0.
Gold still at 2,000. Faded that Peter Brandt pump. He tweeted like 3 times in 4 hours about the price of gold, and it was the pico top on a Sunday night. The rates obliterated 10-year below 4.
So I think that's why some of the Fed governors have come out and try to pull back the tone, or whatever the market thought Powell said, because they're seeing these rates collapse, and they do not like that. They do not like that.
Yeah. Chad asked us about Aave. I tweeted that I would like to see this go up. Who was it in the chat? I'm sorry, I forgot. Two Connor and Vector.
It's a Ledger sock, everybody.
It's a couple Ledger socks in the chat. Asked how's Aave doing. I quite like it here, but I'm just me. And to be fair, I've continued to keep a close eye on what Aave looks like relative to Bitcoin and ETH. So it hasn't had like its Solana moment or anything, but it's been great, side by side with majors. So
Aave could 2x easily, but everything else is gonna run laps around that,
If it 2x's, you mean?
Yeah. Like this could
my
go
thing
to.
is I can't sleep in bonk.
Well, that's my argument for people. Like, have fun trading your nonsense, but I can't hold a large amount of money in that stuff. I just can't. It's never gonna happen for me. Never.
Addicted to You said, wouldn't chop here for a year be max pain for everyone? And my answer is, I'm not sure about max pain, but it's not the thing that people expect. It's the thing I've expected for quite some time, that we would consolidate for a year or two at this point, even in legacy, and that 2025 or like election 2024 would mark a really good breakout point. Those elections tend to be pretty important moments. So I think I find Q3 of 2024 to be very unlikely to be positive from a market's perspective. So make hay in the first half of the year, and then come back next fall.
I think max pain is the Treasury, U.S. Treasury, and Secretary of what's her name, Yellen and Gensler going after all of DeFi and forcing all of them to geofence or pay millions and millions in fines. I think that's max pain.
It's over for American crypto without some serious changes in governing bodies.
Yeah, I mean that's to me that's max pain for all this stuff.
Yeah. All right. I enjoyed this.
Hard to be bearish when legacy's at all-time highs. Sorry.
If legacy goes into price exploration, I think Bitcoin shoots up back to 60 plus.
I've seen more people posting the 2008 fractals than people posting cup and handle fractals.
Oh, that's exciting.
When that ratio flips, that's when I know it's time to go down again. But in the moment, I think we'll be okay.
We'll leave it there. You can follow Josh at Carpe Noctem on Twitter or YouTube. You can like and subscribe here. See you Monday on Weekly Open, I think. Talk to you later. Thanks for joining us.
Monuments crumble in the blink of an eye. The easy river has just run dry. In a house of cards, I feel the breeze, wound so tight I can barely breathe. Oh, the chain